Us very beautifully Jadabharata is explaining about mind. Then the last chapter, the instruction of chapter 5.13, I will request devotees to go through this chapter 5.13, 5th canto, 13th chapter, because this chapter is very heavy. We cannot discuss these topics in the class. Very explicitly, openly, Jadabharata says what is sex, what is physical attachment, what is a family, what is the relationship between husband and wife and children, what is his existence, what makes him get attached. You know, this is a small chapter with about 30 shlokas. And Prabhupada is giving wonderful purport in this chapter. Many of the topics written in that chapter cannot be, we cannot discuss in a class. But please go through this full chapter, 5th canto, 13th chapter. From that chapter, whatever we can discuss in the class, I am picking a few points from that class, and we are not discussing everything. And as I said, Jadabharata explained, this is all between attachment and detachment, and what you experience now, Maharaja Raghuguna, is also a drama only. You know, that beautiful, yes, Swarna Gopal Prabhu, 5th canto, 13th chapter, you are right. So, Janaka Maharaja, in Ashtavakra Gita, a similar episode is explained there, chapter is explained there. In Ashtavakra Gita, Janaka Maharaja is asking this question. One day, after his lunch in the assembly, there was some meeting, some important discussions were going on, and Janaka Maharaja, one of the most perfect king, ruled this planet. Because Krishna uses this name in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is referring to only many sages. Krishna is saying. Krishna is speaking about Vyasa. Krishna is speaking about Narada, Asito, Devala. Krishna is quoting many sages in Bhagavad Gita. But Krishna doesn't quote even, he quotes only one king in Bhagavad Gita, and that is Janaka. Krishna says, kings like Janaka, he uses Janaka as an example, means such a perfect king. So Janaka, one afternoon he was sitting in his palace, and he had a lunch, and after lunch he was a bit drowsy, and he actually dozed off, and he had a tiny dream there, and in that dream he saw he's running in a jungle, and right behind him is a huge man-eating tiger. Right behind him. Any moment the tiger can pounce on him, tear him apart. And he's holding his breath and running, trying to save his life. He's tripping and falling and screaming, yelling for help, and he was running, and the tiger is right next to him, and he was like, and suddenly he screamed and woke up from the dream. And when he woke up from the dream, he saw he was sweating. There were perspiration all over his body. He panicked. He was breathing heavy. He had all the symptoms on his body, as though he got actually frightened. He experienced all the symptoms as though really he was frightened. Immediately he called Ashtavakra, one of a great saint. A man lived entire life with 8 deformities. His body was bent in 8 places. His body was like that. 8 broken pieces put together is Ashtavakra. Pura life he was insulted by people. He experienced. So he knows what is, he's beyond that. So Ashtavakra is one of the favorite guru of Janaka. Janaka asked, "Oh great sage Ashtavakra Muni, what is reality? Am I the king Janaka, ruling this kingdom, taking care of citizens? Is this real? Or was that man who was running and tiger chasing him in the jungle, was that real?" which is real, because in the dream you experience, you feel everything is real. You scream and you wake up from the dream and you look for water, you drink water, you are like very disturbed. So if that is a reality or this is reality, and Ashtavakra Muni starts explaining, Janaka, the life which you are experiencing now is that extended dream, that is all. Just another dream, it is an extended dream. Now you feel this is real, and when you sleep you feel that is real. Then you go back to heaven and you will feel that place in the heaven is real. Next Janma you enter a lizard, then you will think the lizard is real. Then you will become a deva, a lady, then you will think that is real. And one Janma you will become ghost and that is real. But everything is like a dream. It may be real but temporary. And whatever Ashtavakra answered to Janaka turned into Ashtavakra Gita. Amazing, amazing. That is why it is not worth to take these things. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, I don't see anything worth in this world to be taken seriously. Nothing in this world can be taken seriously because it's all naimishika. Temporary, just keeps nimisha, changes by minute. What is the point in taking a permanent decision on a temporary matter? There is no use in making a permanent decision on a temporary situation. The situation itself will change. So what is the point in taking permanent decision? So worry only about absolute truth. Amazing conversation they had, Jadabharata and Rahuguna Maharaja. And Rahuguna Maharaja is not also leaving it, asking questions again and again and again. Different kinds of questions he was asking. Amazing questions he was asking. Then Jadabharata goes on to a very good extent explaining the 6 vices. I cannot explain those things in detail, but he went on explaining 6 vices. What is lust? What is anger? What is illusion? And he says, most of the time we are living in illusion only. Mostly we live in illusion only. Jadabharata explained deeply. And he says, illusion. Most of the time we live in illusion, thinking I am the master, I am the controller, I am this, I am that. And we make all wrong decisions based on that. And mind gets influenced by these 6 vices. So beautiful explanation. Then again what happened? Rahuguna asked some other question and Jadabharata started screaming. Jadabharata said, you Rahuguna Maharaja been in the material world 24 hours a day and thinking about matter continuously. You are not able to realize because your mind is polluted. So, as we progress in spiritual life, it is our responsibility to keep our mind as pure as possible. We have to protect our mind as pure as possible. By protecting this mind as pure as possible, slowly Krishna will manifest. Krishna will manifest. And he speaks 4 different kinds of tapas for 4 ashramas. This is very important. He says, a brahmachari's tapas is to remain celibate. The tapasya of the brahmachari to remain celibate as best as possible. No connection with women by any sort. And the tapasya of a grihastha is to be self-satisfied. This is the greatest tapasya of a grihastha. With whatever money he has, yesterday also we discussed, with whatever wealth, whatever kind of family he has, whatever job he has. Sometimes he may have a job, sometimes the job is lost, sometimes he may switch the job, sometimes he may leave the country, move to another place, come back to... Simply learn to be satisfied. And that is the tapasya. And Jadabharata says a beautiful point. If you are not willing to take tapasya, material nature will dump a tapasya on you. It will dump a responsibility, added pressure on you. You know? So what the sages in those days do, they voluntarily take tapasya. They voluntarily take tapasya. For example, today, Monday, at afternoon 1 o'clock, I am going to, suffer a punishment. I will not be served food. There is a punishment waiting for me. Right? So this is beautifully explained in Mahabharata. First I will explain that, then we'll go to this topic. One day, Yudhishthira met Vidura. And Yudhishthira was deeply asking Vidura, "Oh great Vidura Mahatma, why am I suffering so much? Why Pandavas, we are suffering, 12 years in the jungle, and the 12 years also it has got a trap. The 13th year you have to live incognito, hiding. And if you are located, again 12 years, you have to be in jungle, Vanavas, 1 saal, 1 saal, Ajnatavas, 1 year. And in the Ajnatavas, if you are located, you are found out, again 12 years. This is like a never-ending thing. And why these strange punishments? We have never hurted anybody. We have followed all the religion, followed the principles, did everything. Why we have to suffer again and again and again?" Then Vidura Mahatma says a beautiful answer to Yudhishthira. "Yudhishthira, I don't have answers for your question. I don't know why you are suffering. But one thing I know is that how to face these challenges at the bad times. How to be courageous, how to be strong during these testing times. And what is that?" And immediately Vidura asked Yudhishthira Maharaja, "Can you give me the difference between vrata and patini, starving and fasting? What is the difference between starving and fasting? Both the days you don't have your lunch. On the starving day also you don't have your lunch. Fasting day also, in effect, both the day there is no lunch. But what is the difference between vrata, and